May it please the court. May I have your attention, please, everybody? Once again, I have been trying to reach out to people who believe in Karen Reed's innocence, and I am met with vitriolic, hateful comments when I simply ask to have a simple conversation about the facts in evidence. I do not fully understand why I am getting such flack from the other side, except to say that I don't know. I know that some people are doing it for very, 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 very wrong reasons, which I have previously mentioned, which include politics, power, and money. And there are many, many, many people who have these incentives to do these crazy things. Okay, and so the problem that I have with all of that, beyond the fact that that is so very immoral, unethical, unacceptable, and perverts the curse of justice in America. Okay, so beyond all of that, the problems that I have are the fact that they are planting these false narratives in so many people's lives and minds, and they are literally brainwashing them with these same tactics that cult leaders and the CIA use to indoctrinate cult victims, as well as CIA operatives and Jason Bourne-like identities. These are the facts, folks. And so I had a very nice supporter reach out to me and say, thank you for exposing all of these creators who are falsifying information. They are putting their reputation on the line for people that they do not even know. They are profiting from this in a variety of ways, which I have previously said that there are three main incentives that are involved in all cases of corruption. And yes, there is corruption in this case from the side of the defense, folks. Yes, you heard it here, from the side of the defense. The power, the money, and the politics. There are financial incentives for all of these people that are involved. They may come straight from KR and her family in the form of, for example, gifted vehicles and other gifts. They may also come, excuse me, I need to take a drink, from having thousands of people on your YouTube watching your content of disinformation, campaigning from viewership to super chats to donations and to all of this ridiculous and, quite frankly, I think illegal. And I say illegal because Karen Reed supporters are literally using John O'Keefe's name to fundraise for his murderer. Yes, his murderer. Do you think that the John O'Keefe family has endorsed the use of their son's and brother's name to be used to raise money for the defense of his murderer and the cult leader Turtle Boy, who have incited all of this vitriolic hate and disinformation? And just a friendly reminder, disinformation is putting out information knowing that it is false. Turtle Boy knows that the facts that these people have been putting out are false. And so do many of the other idiotic creators who are also being incentivized to push this innocence fraud campaign through. Please look up innocence fraud. Study it, know it, learn it. You need to be able to identify it so that we stop it in its tracks right now. Karen Reed is the first person who has put on an innocence fraud campaign pre-trial and during trial. These are mostly done post-conviction, but they still have the same incentive: politics, power, and money. Research it, know it, identify it. So, here is my response to some of my viewers who have asked me to please not say negative things about these experts. And how dare I, who has no expert experience, put out information in which I shame them for publicly stating such views. Here is my response. Please listen closely. If people who have expert experience, such as lawyers, dog trainers, medical examiners, ARCA experts, DNA experts, forensics experts, pathology experts, any other type of expert that you can think of, if they have expert experience, which obviously gives the public more credibility and makes us deem their experience and their opinions with more credibility, we feel more inclined to trust and believe in these opinions. Now, if these such experts come out publicly and make public claims, the public has every single right and honestly every single ethical responsibility to critique them. If you were the one on the other side of things, for example, if you were being blamed for an unaliving that you did not commit, yet experts were publicly making claims which increased the public's perception that you were guilty, you would want the public to hold them accountable and call them out if they are acting or speaking without integrity or in half-truths. Correct? I am a dog, as you can plainly see, and I have plenty of experience with dogs. This expert from the canine channel, of which I have critiqued, they did not have any evidence to support his expert claim. That alone discredits him as an expert. Furthermore, it does diminish his credibility completely and fully, Your Honor. Scientists and experts who give unbiased opinions both require and demand all evidence needed to actually make and support an expert opinion. This so-called dog expert, which I am not claiming that he is in fact not an expert, because he is. However, he has zero evidence except a visual photograph of John's arm, which has indeed been altered by the defense. And even if he had a true medical examiner photograph, it is still only a photograph, and an expert needs much more evidence than a freaking photograph to support the expert opinion. Wouldn't you agree? Wouldn't you agree if you were the one charged for a crime and experts were coming out making claims against you, that you would want them to be basing their expert opinions on something more than a freaking photograph? Especially given the fact that we live in 2024 and we have so much technology that can alter digital evidence. I implore you to look at any other expert witness in any other case or cases in which you know in your gut the defendant is guilty and or possibly has been convicted of guilt. Compare and contrast the expert testimony offered from both sides in several of these cases, from both sides, both prosecution and defense. What conclusions do you draw from these comparisons? Pause video, take notes, be sure to put them in the comments so that I may read them and enlighten myself further. Here are the facts about the Arca testimony. For the love of all things just, could we please Let the ARCA team have all of the relevant data, information, and evidence. Why ARCA experts in this particular testimony, why were you only given and only wanted information from the defense side in this case? Why, ARCA experts, were you not interested and actually and factually denied taking any facts, information, or evidence that the Commonwealth had put together in support of their case? Why? Pause video. Please respond down below. I am extremely interested to know. And I think that the government in Massachusetts will also be quite interested and may have some extra eyes on them now. So here is the following information that I think, and I think many would agree, would be absolutely necessary to give these ARCA experts in order to make their expert opinions. 1. Lexus evidence. A. 24 miles per hour in reverse. B. 62 feet in reverse, 20 feet after she made contact with John. Insert garbage can, whatever you think she hit, in which she broke her taillight, okay? C. All the bells and whistles that are installed and equipped in the vehicle for collision prevention. Why was this not necessary to know? If I am in my vehicle and it is beeping at me, I pay the fuck attention to it. That is an important factor in this case, sirs. C. Oh, I already did see. I apologize. Moving on to number 2. John's height compared to where the damage is on the vehicle. Number 3. Nobody said he hit his head there. The state's theory is a sideswipe, which ARCA well knows very obviously is a rare case and would very obviously cause unusual or atypical injuries. Not many people use a vehicle as an unaliving weapon. Just saying. Furthermore, I implore you all to go research car pedestrian hits. A. How many incidents do you find that involve a vehicle going in reverse at any speed above 10 miles per hour and hit a pedestrian? B. Look at all car accidents that you can find. Sometimes people literally fly through windshields and hurl through the air at 60 feet, up to 60 feet, and suffer no serious injuries. Sometimes they remain in the car and suffer tragic ends to their lives by various means. Sometimes people are hit in the front of the vehicle and are forced onto the windshield And there are many different outcomes. Okay, my point is, look at all of them. Can you make any clear and concise decisions about anything with 100% certainty that would happen as a result of a vehicle hitting a pedestrian? I think not. Each one is unique and each one has variables. Please do your research, and please, when you are an expert, speak in truths, speak with integrity, speak with moral and ethical standards that you would wish others would hold themselves up to if they are speaking about you or someone that you love. So, back to number 3. Nobody said that John hit his head there. The state's theory is a sideswipe, which Arca obviously knows is rare and would cause unusual or atypical injuries. Again, a vehicle is not a normal weapon used in unalivings. Number 4. John's DNA was found inside the taillight housing. For those of you in the back, inside the taillight housing. Meaning it scientifically could not get inside unless it was broken. Number 5. 1/16th inch pieces of taillight fragments were found in John's clothing at the hospital. I could go on and on. Those of you that claim that Karen Reed is innocent, once again, I have reached out by video, by chatting, by posting comments in your comment section, and I get banished, shamed, blamed, dismissed, ignored, put down, all kinds of anything that you can possibly think of. But what I never get is respect from anybody who thinks that they know better than the O'Keefe family. Ask yourselves, if this was your son, daughter, brother, sister who had ended up murdered, would you be sure to make sure, as their family, that you do your research and that you are 1059% positive that they are prosecuting the right person? You would? Me too. Therefore, shame on all of you who think you know better than his family, who obviously are intelligent people who can look and see and do their own research. It is shameful, and you should cease and desist immediately. So if you think you can prove her innocence, please do invite me on your show to have an intellectual discourse outside of an echo chamber. I too went into this trial believing she was likely innocent. Now I have actual facts and not spun theories put out by the defense to try to free a murderess. The attorney Bettero asked not long ago on the Young Jocks show, of which I was watching, and I was in the chat, and I was being banned from having any respectful conversation by Mike of the Young Jocks. Anyway, Attorney Bettero had asked Mike if he'd had any conversations with anyone who had went into the trial thinking that Karen was innocent and came out thinking she was guilty. Mike knows that I am just that, but refuses to let me speak respectfully and ask respectful questions. Why is that, I wonder? I am not a troll. In fact, there is even a part of me that feels empathy for Karen. But with her behavior afterwards, it's very difficult to give her or offer her much grace. Regardless of either side of the argument or of the case, the man she spent 2 years of her life with is no longer here. I just do not and cannot understand how she doesn't find humility in that. If I were wrongfully accused of killing my man, yes, I would be upset. I would be pissed even. But I would also be extremely sad and scared. I would certainly ask the public to please stop harassing, demeaning, belittling his family and his friends. I would ask the public that if they wanted to support me, that would be wonderful. But do not do it off of the back of the person of whom I am being accused of unaliving. Regardless of whether you think I am factually innocent or factually guilty, it is still ethically and morally and hopefully, ideally, illegal to do. So stop it. I myself was actually wrongly in jail once for over a month. It did eventually work out, but I had to push on, put on my big girl panties, and overcome the obstacles. I do have a lot of life experience to bring to the conversation. I am also an alcoholic in recovery for over 18 years. I have experience. I have life experience. I would like to have respectful conversations with anybody who is willing from the side who thinks she is factually innocent. Put on your big girl panties or your big boy panties and have an adult conversation with somebody who can speak respectfully, intellectually, and knowledgeably. Stop being bullies. That should have stopped when you were 5. You should not be above the age of 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, and be on the interwebs bullying people, especially the friends and family of a murder victim. You have no right, and you have no integrity if you think that that is okay. Honest scientific professionals will not say that other evidence would not or could not change their opinions. With every new piece of evidence, new conclusions can and will be drawn and inferred. This is science, folks. Excuse me, I needed another drink. One moment, please. Ask any investigator if what I just stated is fact. Ask police off the cuff. I ran across his channel the other day where he was showing Paul O'Keefe's interview. He has refrained from involving himself in this trial because of the toxicity surrounding it. But he does have 30 years experience, is a New York City sergeant. In my mind, he would be an excellent, unbiased investigator to ask these questions to in a hypothetical manner. Again, I don't know him. He doesn't know me. I do not know his dogs, if he has dogs. Okay? I just know he is an experienced professional who has not been tainted by all of the vitriol surrounding this case. Now, Dr. Wolf, in my humble but very well-educated opinion, was clearly biased in his testimony and knew exactly what he was there to do. Upon further investigation, it was also discovered that his wife was a part of the FKR movement. If nothing else, this must make us pause and make us think, Additionally, more bullet points. Number 1, the defense experts had no credibility. The ARCA experts I have already outlined. Number 2, I did also previously mention the 16th by 16th inch taillight pieces in his sweatshirt and the DNA. Number 3 would be inside the housing. Okay, lastly, the Commonwealth tech experts. And this is important, folks, because I still hear so much clamoring on about this from the FKR movement, and it has been factually disproven in a court of law. If you don't understand how it was proven, please ask a professional in the field. Okay, but the Commonwealth tech experts knocked Dr. Green out of the fucking water, folks. The Celebrite guy, who I don't even remember his name, but he was from the company Celebrite, which we all know is the company that law enforcement relies on for accurate information. Okay, the Celebrite guy who testified for the Commonwealth wrote the freaking program that Dr. Green used to falsify or misread information that misled the public previous to trial. He finally, Dr. Green, acquiesced to his misinterpretation of this data on the stand, I believe in his last sentence, after Lally kept asking him, "You do know that you were wrong." After trying to do ballerina and figure eights around it and pirouettes, he tried to pirouette his way straight out of a truthful answer. He finally acquiesced that in fact he did know that he was wrong, which the other than experts for the Commonwealth then said we literally had to rewrite this program because we were running into these problems of people misinterpreting and misrepresenting the data in courts of laws. So therefore, I had to fix my program, me being the man who wrote the freaking program. The Commonwealth experts factually disproved the majority of what appeared to be strange activity on the phones and applications on their phones in this case. Hear ye, hear ye. Ding, ding, ding. Please pay attention. This includes Jen McCabe's 227 Has Long to Die in cold has been proven false. It has been disproven that search took place at 227 and has in fact been proven in the court of law that it occurred at 6 whatever minutes. I don't remember exact minutes, but when Jen McCabe was there with Kerry Roberts and Karen Reed, that is when that search was done, and that has been proven factual in the court of law. If you are still struggling with this, you need to please seek professional assistance to interpret such data, such as either of the two witnesses that were put on the stand for the Commonwealth, or call anybody at Celebrate and ask them these questions. Jen McCabe is innocent. Spread the freaking word. I could go on and on, but I explain much further evidence in my content on my channel, so please do give it a listen. I'd be so grateful for your support as well as your constructive criticism. It costs nothing to treat others with love and respect, and with the golden rule of treat others the way you want them to be treated. Just like y'all are claiming that Karen Reed has not been proven guilty in a court of law, which is in fact true as of right now, neither have any of the other people who you are terrorizing by spreading disinformation and lies. Leave the friends and family and state witnesses alone in this case, or there will be consequences for your actions. Alan Jackson, David Yannetti, Karen Reed, and Turtle Boy. You know exactly what I am talking about. The hammer is coming down. Are you ready? Thank you for stopping by, and I hope to see you and hear from you soon. Again, a friendly reminder to all content creators. I would love to start some open, respectful, intellectual dialogue and stop gaslighting the public with echo chambers. If you have a podcast, it is within the responsibility of one's own integrity to invite both sides of every subject you cover to have their opinions publicly aired and discussed. If you are a channel who literally will not listen to anything that someone that you disagree with has to say, number one, grow the fuck up. Are you in middle school? And number two, check your integrity. Number three, the public service announcement. Beep, beep, beep. Do not listen to folks who will not invite other people's opinion. If they block people for having an opinion they do not agree with, if they will not invite people that have a different viewpoint, but will speak to them with respect, integrity, and knowledge, if they deny these people from their shows day after day after day after week after month after year, do not trust them. They are lying to you. They are stealing your money by way of super chats, memberships, donations, fundraising. They are using you. They are stealing your money by spreading disinformation, filling your head with lies, and you are wasting all of your money and all of your time on these people who will one day hopefully be in prison. If you want to support a murderer, go ahead. But I would suggest not doing that. If you want to help families, there are plenty of families that need help. Sandra Birchmore comes to mind. If you have so much integrity and you have so much altruism within your heart, go help the family of Sandra Birchmore, Caleb Harris, Noah Pressgrove. The list goes on and on. Stop spending your money on somebody that I can tell you is factually guilty, but has not been proven so yet in a court of law. I can prove it to you. If you don't believe me and want factual truth, please reach out. We are open 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Thank you all so much for your love and support. Remember to spread love and light in the world. I love all of you. Until next time. Mwah.